The fourth fight of the Ragnarok is about to begin. 2 victories for the human race and a victory for the gods. Loki says, "Oh man, seriously, you think it's a good idea? If we make that monster angry, I'm sure it would end this whole world. Are you afraid? Don't be afraid to take the risk. Makes it more fun." Ha ha ha. Ares says, "Father, I do not support that. I would prefer 1,000,000 times that humans continue to exist than the demon awakens." Aphrodite in his mind would say, "Zeus is a very proud being, hates losing. That pride could end all existing life." Zeus says, "Ha ha ha, you're wrong, Ares and Loki." Ares says, "Are we wrong? What exactly does it refer to? This is really out of my control. There's something you don't know yet." Odin says, "I will explain it well. Listen only once." Loki says, "Stop intriguing us anymore and tell us at once." Odin says, "This world is just a grain of dust. In a great desert outside of this, there are much larger and more powerful worlds with great technology, and beings that we never have to see. I came to the conclusion that Goku and the other 2 are beings out of this world, just like the guy who is sleeping right now." Loki says, "What are you trying to say?" "The reason why I accepted the Ragnarok tournament is because there is nothing more fun than saying goodbye to this world by showing how strong the gods can be, and seeing how humans would defend themselves." Son Goku and his friends, since those guys appeared, the beings that sleep downstairs apparently want to wake up. And once he wakes up, not only humans will be extinct from this world, but also us. Shiva says, "What are you trying to say? Is it our end is near?" Zeus says it may be, that this fight will be the last, and we will see. Shiva would show a face of indignation and rage. So, Hercules will be next. Gohan says, "Tell me, who is Hercules exactly?" Brunhilde says, "Hercules is a demigod." Goku says, "A demigod?" Vegeta says that means he's only half god. Gull says that's right. Hercules since childhood was always an ordinary man, but he has been a very honorable person and always defended others from the abuse no matter what. If his enemy is much stronger than him, although he did not have the strength he has now, he will always rise to the face of the evil of his people. Gohan says, "Whoa, sounds like a guy who is on the side of justice." Brunhilde says, "Please, defeat Hercules, but don't kill him. He's a very dear person to us Valkyries." Gull says, "Please, calm down. Do not worry." The referee says, "At last, the fourth fight is about to begin. Humans have shown that they are a match for the gods by taking the lead with a victory at Ragnarok. This fourth fight is special. On the part of the gods, a god who was once human son of Zeus, a demigod with extraordinary strength, Hercules." All gods, even humans, rise up shouting the name of Hercules. Hercules was so much loved by almost everyone and all races for his reason of justice and his great goodness. The referee says, "This will be an interesting fight." Next, the one who will represent the human in this fourth fight. This time, the one who will represent the humans is Son Goku's son, Gohan. The humans rise up screaming for Gohan's victory. Humans say, "I know you can. Please, you must win." "So you are the son of the subject who defeated the god boar. I imagine you must be just as strong as your father." Gohan smiles and says, "You're wrong. My father is much more powerful than me, but I promise to give you a good fight. Listen to me well. I will win this fight no matter how it is, and I will ask my father not to destroy the human race." Gohan says, "So you fight for justice? Apparently you and I have something in common." "I fight for what I believe in." Gohan says, "I promise to win this fight, so it won't be so easy for you to defeat me. Just by exchanging a few words with you, I can realize that you are an honorable being. I'm glad to say I can face a guy like you." The referee says, "The fight is about to begin. God against man, and it's Ragnarok. Start!" Gohan in his face form attacks Hercules. This hits him, making him collide with several debris. Hercules says, "Damn it, you really are strong." Gohan smiles. Hercules tries to return the attack, but Gohan's speed shows a great superiority to Hercules' blows, not even reaching Gohan. Gohan again strikes Hercules, but this time Hercules defends himself with his divine weapon. "You are an incredible being. You're very strong, and you even fight without a weapon, all with a clean fist. Very honorable. Sorry to use this weapon, but without it, I will not be able to win against you. Just use what it takes. Hercules transforms his weapon. Ares says, oh no, Hercules will use that attack. Lion of Nemea, devour me whole. The referee says, what's wrong? It is impressive the tattoos of Hercules are growing. Suddenly he hears a great roar of a lion. The Malage had taken on the appearance of a lion. Gohan would be impressed by the spectacle. Hercules attacks Gohan by surprise. He manages to hit Gohan, making him crash into the building. The referee says, Hercules has just hit a lethal attack. It is impossible to get out unscathed after that attack. All the gods shout the name of Hercules because they believe that Hercules had already won the battle. Hercules says, don't get excited so fast. This guy is not a normal guy. Gaul says, my brother is truly powerful. Goku says, Hercules is an amazing guy. That stroke hit right on target. Vegeta says, that happens to him, as distracted. Brunhilde says, this is when things start to get interesting. Gaul would look confused at his sister. Arise. I know very well that I have not yet defeated you. Gohan says, what a good coup, but it won't happen again. Hercules says, I saw all the fights so far. Your friends defeated the god Thor and the god Poseidon himself, as if nothing, even it seems that they have never taught us their true strength. I'm almost sure that you are not human. Well, but that doesn't matter. Gohan, please show me your true strength. I want to know how strong you are, and know if I can be a worthy opponent. Gohan looks surprised at Hercules. Gohan says, I've heard that you are a great subject, a man who fights in the name of justice. You protect the weak from the abusive. If that is true, let me tell you that you have already earned my admiration and respect. As a reward for that, I will teach you the phases of my powers. Hercules says, thank you for your words. Vegeta says, that insect just wants to show off. Goku laughs. That is not typical of Gohan. Surely felt empathy for the other subjects. Gohan says, as you can see, this is my normal form. Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan. And Hercules says, also transformed as well as the other types. Zeus says, that subject also changed the color of his hair. Shiva said, curse, who are these guys? Gohan says, in this form my power increases considerably. This is the phase my father used to defeat Thor. Hercules would be surprised. This one, in his mind, would say, it is impressive. I could only see it from a distance, but once you are close to it, you feel as if the sky wants to crush you. Gohan says, and this is, all Ragnarok would begin to tremble, all humans, like the gods, would be frightened. Transforms into Super Saiyan 2. Loki says, damn, those damn mortals are very smug. Gohan says, this is Super Saiyan 2. We could say this is phase that is much more powerful than the previous one, and is used by Mr. Vegeta to defeat Poseidon. The referee says, what's happening? Apparently Gohan is teaching Hercules the limits of his strength. This is awesome. Gohan's strength has shaken the whole Ragnarok. Will they really be human? I think that's impossible. Hercules says, I will not lie to you. This is really an impressive feat. I feel as if the sky wants to swallow me. I feel a huge pressure in my body, but I also feel emotion. Emotion for fighting with you and even knowing I'm going to lose. Gohan says, that's because you're a great warrior. Listen to me well. This is not all my power. I still have something that surpasses Super Saiyan 2. Hercules says, excuse me? Gohan uses his mystical form. Hercules flies out of the place by the pressure of Gohan's power, crashing into some rubble. Odin says, return to its normal form. Shiva says that guy is such a cocky ass, that he used such a great power, that he even shook the whole Ragnarok just to return to his normal form. Hercules says, why does my body tremble? Although it seems that you have returned to your normal form, I know that it really is not. So I can notice your aura now. You're much more powerful. Gohan says, it's just as you say. Gold says, that guy is very impressive. The Saiyans are very impressive. Vegeta smiles. Hercules says, maybe you can fight that monster. Gohan is impressed by the words of Hercules, and Gohan says, monster? Hercules says, I thank you. I recognize your strength. You are much more stronger than me. But we are in Ragnarok. Here only one can come out with the victory, so I will put all my strength in the next attack. Hercules gets into combat position and stands very still, trying to gather a lot of energy. Gaul says, again the tattoos of Hercules began to grow more. Loki says, Ares, what is that? Ares says, damn it, Hercules plans to end the fight with the next blow. Loki says, that's right. But answer my question, what is that? Why does Hercules' tattoo cover him more and more? Ares says, it's the price you have to pay, just before becoming a god. Hercules completed the 12 works and mastered the 12 divine arts, but those tremendous powers came at a price. Every time he used his powers, the tattoos expand. Every millimeter the expands inflicts excruciating pain that would knock out any god. Gaul says, sister, what would happen if the entire body was covered by tattoos? Wormhilda says, he'll die. Total annihilation. Goku, Gaul, and Vegeta are surprised. Gaul says, no, brother. Hercules, don't die. Do you seriously plan to take it so far? Brunhilde says, apparently Hercules somehow felt a great admiration for Gohan. That is why he wants to show him all his strength. Let's say he feels indebted because Gohan showed him his true power. Goku says, but if he goes on like this, he will die. Hercules says, I feel indebted that you showed me how strong you are. Now I will show you what I can do. Please accept my challenge. Gohan would look seriously at Hercules and say, gathered great power in that deck, but I feel something is wrong. All gods and humans would be intrigued and frightened. Zeus, surprised, says, don't tell me about it. Hercules says, this is the union of the 12 calamities, the exodus of Hercules, all in one fell swoop. Gaul says, brother! The winner of the fourth fight of Ragnarok would be one step away from the next glow. Humans or gods? Who will win? Hercules' tattoo has gradually marked his whole body. The pain is very unbearable, and painful only Hercules himself could resist that torture. Gohan would realize that something is wrong, but at the same time admire the great effort of Hercules to try to win the fight. Let's test if your justice and love for humans is greater than mine. Warrior Gohan responds to my attack. Gohan would be staring at Hercules for a few seconds. Goku would say, oh no, if that guy keeps on like that, maybe he will die. If that happens, he will die as a warrior. If Gohan understands it, he will respond to Hercules' attack. Gaul would say, no, brother. Brunhilde would be surprised by how far Hercules has taken everything. Gohan gets into position and uses his Kamehameha in his mystical form. Gohan says, I promised Gaul that she won't die. Now you have to promise me that you won't. Hercules smiles. Gohan starts to create the Kamehameha. Gaul shouts, no. Gohan starts to create a great energy between his hands. The referee says, what's going on? The whole Ragnarok is shaking because of Gohan and Hercules' power. Zeus would get a little nervous. Shiva would say, how awesome. Hercules would say, receive the power of the union of the 12 calamities. Hercules releases all this power as well as Gohan. Two great energies collide with each other. Ragnarok would be torn apart by such an impact. The gods and humans would be terrified. Hercules would increase his strength. Gohan would stare at Hercules. Gohan smiles. You really are admirable. Thanks to you, I remembered why I trained to become stronger. Gohan expels much more power, causing Hercules' power to vanish. Gohan deflects his Kamehameha, causing it to impact outside the Ragnarok. Everyone in the stands, both as humans and gods, and the referee himself would be shocked by such a scene. The gods had never known a being other than a god to have the power to disappear everything. Hercules would be severely injured by the pain that comes with using his great power. Hercules, severely wounded, says, I never had a chance against you. You are really incredible. Maybe you can save us all. Hercules falls on the floor. Gohan says, I don't understand what you mean by saving them all, but thank you very much. From now on, I will train to become stronger. I will overcome my limits just like you did. Gaul says, brother. Referee says, what happened? Gohan says, we can't fight anymore. Help him. He's really hurt. The referee says, huh? The referee checks Hercules' body and realizes that Hercules would be knocked out. The referee shouts, the fourth fight of Ragnarok is over. Gohan is the winner of this fight. The referee would be impressed. A minute of silence took over the whole Ragnarok. Out of nowhere, the humans jump with joy and emotion to take another victory. The humans shout, well done, you are the best. Thank you very much. Gods say, how is it possible? This shouldn't happen. Zeus says, defeat after defeat, we are the laughing stock. But I guess it doesn't matter. Shiva says, relax, old man. Remember that I'm next. Be assured of my victory. Zeus says, it really doesn't matter anymore. The end is near. Shiva says, as long as it happens, I'll be the one to stick up for the gods. Goku says, well done, Gohan. Gohan says, Hercules was a great opponent. Gaul would be a little sad. Gohan says, don't worry, Gaul. I kept my promise. Gaul would be happy. Thank you very much. Brunhilde would be surprised by the three great powers of the Saiyans. Vegeta would say, now who will be the next fighter? I understand that the fighters can't be repeated. Who will be the next one? The next one will be a human from this world. We will fight against the god Shiva. Beerus would say, Whis? Whis would say, we have arrived, Mr. Beerus. Goku and the others are supposed to be somewhere around here. Shiva is getting ready to go for his fight in the 5th match. Shiva would say, who the hell are you? From your appearance, I can see that you are also gods. Whis would say, indeed, he's the god of destruction, Beerus. Shiva would say, god of destruction? What kind of stupidity is that? There is only one god of destruction, and that is me. This purple rat is nothing but a fake. Well, never mind. I'll take care of you later. I have more important things to do. Whis would say, more important things? Shiva would say, I'm the next one to fight. I must stand up for the gods, since that Goku and his friends have tarnished our image. Beerus would say, I understand. Someone like you would only be trash. Your level of power is as pitiful as your appearance. Arrogant. Shiva would say, damn rat, do you want to die? Beerus would say, die. So you are the god of destruction of this world. I have never in my life had someone insult me by calling me a rat. And he's come out alive in the face of such disrespect. Right now I will show you what it's like to be a god of destruction. Whis would say, God Shiva, you really give me a bit of pity. Well, I think it's just a bit of bad luck. Beerus would say, I'll give you a chance to defend yourself. Attack me with your best shot. Shiva would start to get enraged. He would stare Beerus in the face. Shiva in his mind would say, what's wrong? Something tells me that if I attack him, I will die. My body is shaking. My body is not responding. What's happening? Shiva would realize that Beerus was not just any god. He could see it just by looking at his eyes. It was his fighting ability, or rather, it was his cells that detected his danger. A great one. A very great one. Shiva would say, damn it. If that's what you ask for, I will attack you with one of the most powerful blows. Suddenly, Shiva would stick his hand in his chest. Shiva would stimulate his heart with the help of his hand to increase his heart rate. Shiva would take a reddish appearance. Whis would say, oh, Shiva would say, now I will make you dance with my strength. Shiva using his fists hit with all his strength on Beerus' face, causing a great curtain of dust. Shiva would say, my body warned me that I wouldn't stand a chance against you since you looked like a being I couldn't beat, even using this transformation. But in the end, you turned out to be nothing but scum. Suddenly, Beerus raised his hand, pointing it to Shiva's face. Beerus would charge the Hakai, making the dust disappear. Shiva's fist would be on Beerus' face. Shiva would realize that he has not hurt him at all. Beerus would say, you are as pitiful as I thought. Now I will teach you the true power of a god. Whis would say, what a pity. What? Shiva would start shaking wildly. Beerus. Hakai. Shiva was completely destroyed. Beerus would say he just turned out to be a show-off. Mr. Beerus, can you feel that? He's an interesting being, but apparently he's asleep. Meanwhile, Brunhilde had already chosen her next fighter. 3 wins for the human race. And one of the gods, definitely the humans, have proven to be on par with the gods. I wonder what kind of fight we'll have now. The humans would start screaming with excitement, while the gods would be a bit disappointed by the result of the previous fights. Tell me, Brunhilde, how is this guy? He is a sumo fighter, the strongest among them. Suddenly in the combat arena appears a sumo stadium. It's time. Entering from the east, the warrior representative among humans. The most spectacular and great martial arts of all. Born in the land of the rising sun, sumo. Among you, the strongest man of all in 2,000 years history of sumo. A man appears in the arena of Ragnarok showing a great musculature. The fighter without rival, Raiden. All the humans shout Raiden's name. Vegeta says, what stupidity. Goku says, what an entrance. He seems to be a strong human. The referee would say, now on par to the gods we have the god of destruction and creation himself. Goku and Vegeta would be scared. Goku would say, god of destruction? Brunhilde would say, what's wrong? Goku would say, it's nothing important. What happens is in my world we also have a god of destruction. And he's very powerful. Even Vegeta and I were defeated by him. His name is Beerus. He's really a being to be feared. Brunhilde would say, how interesting. The one gear is called Shiva, the Hindu god of creation and destruction. So you also have similar gods. The referee shouts, Shiva. He's the one who will represent the gods in the fifth battle. The gods in the stands with a little encouragement, they had to get up from the stands to support Shiva. But no one is present in the arena. The referee would say, what's wrong? Did you not hear me? The god Shiva. The referee would be nervous. The referee would say, Mr. Shiva, it's your turn. No one appears in the combat arena. The humans begin to mock. What's wrong? Are you afraid? That's what happens for underestimating the humans. We have another victory assured. The gods are no competition for the humans. We prove to be on a higher level. Beerus says on a higher level. That's what they think. Suddenly, two beings appear in the fighting arena. It was Whis and Beerus. Vegeta says, but how? Goku says, it's not possible. Because Mr. Beerus is here? All the humans and gods in the stands would be surprised. Brunhilde would say, Mr. Beerus, is he? Goku would say, that's right. He's the one I was telling you about a moment ago. Beerus shouts, Goku, Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta go down to the fighting arena. Goku says, hello, Mr. Beerus. Hello, Mr. Whis. Vegeta says, what are you doing here? Whis says, well, what can I tell you? I told Mr. Beerus about this tournament and he got curious. That's why we're here. What exactly is going on here? I will explain. This is the Ragnarok tournament where the gods and humans face each other to decide the future of human life. If the humans win, they'll be able to live much longer. We have 3 wins. The first one to get 7 wins will be the winner. What's going on? You'll be the one who will face me? Beerus says, who is that guy? Vegeta says he's one of the warriors fighting on behalf of the humans. He's supposed to face the god of creation and destruction, a certain god Shiva. Beerus says, will he be the guy I eliminate for being disrespectful? Goku says, are you already defeated him? Raiden says, now I understand. You'll be my opponent. You defeated my previous opponent to take his place to fight against me. Alright then, it's time to fight. Vegeta says, shut your mouth. Beerus stares at Raiden. Beerus says, do you want to fight me?